Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab. Why I do what I do for you? Get out of there. Get off of there. All right. Excuse me. Well, I do what I do for you. You know how we do it. Today, I'm back in the book. Got something nice for you. Good lesson. Shouldn't be that long. So let me get this thing started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers' way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. Everything I give to you on a day-to-day basis is for you to learn, acquire, and know thyself. They're all lessons. So your goal is to know thyself. See where I'm going with this? A person who knows not. So excuse me, I asked the question, do you know you? Okay, it's rhetorical. But if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. We all should know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person, excuse me, who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. You know I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. It's okay. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And always, to my yacht, be true. I'm in the book, and it's called, this lesson, right thinkers, is called, let's talk about the movement of dissolution, excuse me. The spiritual journey to what? Enlightenment based on the Paute. What the hell? Okay, layman term. Right thinkers, the movement of dissolution is the closing down or dismissal of an assemble or partnership. You're about to go from the lower level to the higher level of consciousness. So it's really the movement, how you're going about the movement of the spiritual journey of enlightenment, aka how to climb the tree of life. How about that? Real simple. I go through all that nonsense, but I try to make it simplified. It sounds good. I'm gonna read the first paragraph after you breaking it down for you. And I'm gonna take you through the 10 steps of spiritual enlightenment. Okay? So the journey of spiritual enlightenment. It's a daily process and you practice it daily to what? Get better at it. And you may have been seen as, it may be seen as what? The reverse of the creation process. If you know it this way, you should know it that way. You can dissemble it, reconstruct it, and deconstruct it, and put it back together again. So you should know it frontwards and backwards. I'm gonna give it to you backwards. How about that? So in creation, everything what emanates from the noon, that's it, or the primordial ocean, and expresses in the forms of elements. That's the first thing. In succeeding levels of density, I'm gonna break that down for you. These elements, again, also what? Manifest in the form of opposites, duality. That's Mayat. That's what she stands on. That's what he stands on. That gives duality its appearance, which appear again to be what? Exclusive, separate from each other, but which are reality complements to each other. Okay, we break that down as we go too. To counteract what? To counteract the movement. Here we go. The movement towards ignorance and illusionary divergence, divergence, excuse me, divergence, and the spiritual journey, and is based on what? First thing you need to do. Y'all ready? The first level is supplementing or conquering, having gaining control of the ego. and its desires, the flesh and pleasures, which will what? Will cause a person to become entrenched in this world, loving what they got here, as it were, in the physical realm of existence, and to be oblivious to what? Their higher planes of existence. A lot of people think this is it. No conscious, ignorant of their higher self. So they're not spiritual inclined. They may be believers of God, but they're stuck on stupid when it comes to knowing thyself and understanding who they are. Why? They let somebody tell them. That's why. And when you spiritual practice consists in what? You ready? When you practice the right thing philosophy, it's developing what? Your intellectual capacity by steadily daily study and understanding the illusionness of what? The opposites of creation. Recognizing the real world for what it is. And what happens? This leads a spiritual, right thinking aspirant to what? Develop mystic aspiration and the qualities to go where? Beyond the appearances of nature and to discover, you ready? The absolute existence, which is the real basis for all that exists. AKA humans, we have spiritual beings having this human experience to know thyself. Sorry about that. Calm down. It's a little warm. I know I get a little excited. So now let's go to the face. I'm gonna take you from the bottom, phase one, to the noon. Normally, you're supposed to go from the noon and work your way down. I'm going to do it the other way around. So hopefully you get a better understanding. So, one, this is how it looks. Excuse me. Okay, this is the schematic. You see them going from the bottom to the top. Normally, they want you to go from the top to the bottom. Put it in reverse form. So hopefully you get a better understanding. Watch this. First of all, set numero uno. The first problem and the first branch of the tree of climbing this tree of life, you have to sublimation. You have to gain sublimation of the ego and the lower self control over your sexual drives and your negative qualities, which are what? Anger, hatred, greed, covetousness, jealousy, etc. All those negative qualities about yourself that you need to recognize and change. If not, you are set. That's the ego level that if you don't get past that, you'll never raise your consciousness level. You'll never make it to the next level. You're going to end up recycling. But when you conquer your ego, number one, first rate. Second one, you're going to mix asar and nephat. Asar is the spirit. Now, these are principles. We give them life, identity, so you can put them together conceptually and understand. But when you put together the spirit, soul, asar, nephat, which represent nature, mortality, when they come together, offspring is going to be what? Discernment. Devotion from asar and nephat. Nephat, which is nature, shows devotion to the divine and faith in the existence of what? The divine self, and in the idea that what? Enlightenment is a real possibility. Yeah, nature and spirit brings on discernment. Now, discernment is starting to come a little, thinking of it a little bit. You feel me going with this? Now, number three, you put them two together, Asar and that they gave Ampu, or y'all know him as Anubis. We know him as the discerning factor of your personality. I'm trying to hang it up in there for you, try to put it to you. We can understand it nice and slow. Now, intellect, understanding that what? That the world is perishable. You start to realize things, and that there is something else, there is something else, which is abiding, and also understanding what? That the real meaning of life and the real goal of life is to attain enlightenment, aka to know thyself. Know something and find out something that you didn't already know. Become enlightened. Spiritual enlightenment is becoming God conscious. I keep explaining that to you. This is breaking it down to show you when you obtain, if you at this level, Ampu, your discernment already knows that the goal of life, not to fall for the okie doke. Don't fall in love with the physical part about this world. Why? Because it's perishable. It ain't here. It's illusionary. You become aware of that. And your goal now is to what? Obtain self-knowledge, aka enlightenment. Understanding what real from what is what untrue, truth from untruth. I tell you, my discernment started back when I was on the street corner selling drugs. I had to know how you came at me, who you was, and I was able to do that with real clarity and understanding. Okay, so you can use that in any walk of life. I still use it, but I use it now to recognize spiritual people. They walk and talk, act a different way too. My third eye's open. I can see that. Moving on. That's the third level. Fourth level. When you take a saw, you take a set. Spirit and wisdom. Ooh, you got something now. You got glimpses of what? The transcendental divine glory. Now you have an understanding of what? You want to be initiated into the teachings of what? The mystical wisdom so that you can what? Know thyself. You become an aspirant. That's us, right, thinkers. And guess what? Number 5 is Haru. Asara, Aset, the offspring is me and you. Haru, the spirit that's aspiring to what? Be its best self. So it's simplified by the falcon or the hawk. Why? Because it rises higher and flies faster, and it's the best thing in the air. So your spirit is represented by that. That's the reason why. In every anthropomorphic form we using that God's gift that that animal has. We just signify we understand it. When you are Haru, you become an advanced spiritual aspirant, right thinker. And you have what? Developed spiritual qualities, such as, you ready? Purity. Speaking, Makaru, giving selfless service, treating people right, all those good things. That's godly. And truthfulness. If one thing I don't tolerate is lies, I don't give them, so I don't expect nobody to lie to me. I'm truthful, honest, and forthright. That's important if you're on the spiritual trail, to make yourself accountable for yourself, your actions, your words, and your deeds. And honesty to a fault, okay? I'm fair. When I was a drug dealer, I was honest and fair. You gave me the money, I gave you the amount of drugs you wanted to purchase, fair deal. And it was always good. Okay, that was my calling card. It was always good. Right thinking, it's just the same thing. It's just as good. Trust me. Yeah, coming. I see it. Takes a little while, but it's okay. When it's good, you don't get deterred about how many getting it. No, if those who get it, what? They'll tell somebody else. Tell a phone, telegram, tell a friend. That's how word gets around. And if it's good, that's how it go. Now, if you become an advanced aspirant, right thinking follower, now you start exhibiting these qualities. That's what makes you a right thinker. Not because you wear, well, I ain't selling merchandise. No, you ain't buying none of that. So, but not because I wear the merchandise. Nuh-uh. It's my deeds. It's my actions that make me a right thinker. And you want to achieve. You ready for this one? To pursue spiritually disciplined lifestyle. That means you're God conscious. If you're Christian, you're prayed up, but you're living for his approval. You're doing things that's pleasing in his sight. Same concept from the religion. I know that. Okay? So, which will what? When you live a spiritually disciplined lifestyle, this will lead to, you ready? Success. Who yet? Where? In life. Not in your endeavors, but in life. Because this is what you live in, life. All the other stuff is window dressing. How you living? How you doing? What are you doing to get you to the next level? You studying, you practicing, you betting yourself, self-improving, you just going through the motions, pretty much. None of that. But if you're a right thinker, you can't allow yourself to do that. Why? You got to keep moving. And life as a spiritual, success in life, as well as what? Becoming spiritually enlightened, aka self-discovery, or my favorite, know thyself. The goal for all right thinkers is to do that. It's the goal for all human beings. Some of us choose to do what they want to do, but sooner or later they'll come around. Number 6, these are the things, the qualities, again, that you can practice and profess. You got Het Haru, you got Tahuti, and you got my favorite, Maya. These is qualities and these is emulated personalities that you can use to better yourself. Spiritual strength, that's what Het Haru represents. Right reasoning, that's right thinking, that's what Tahuti represents. He's God's mind, so he's the thinker. That's why you see him always keeping track. That's you doing what you need to do, and you keeping track of everything you do. Why? It's your job. The spiritual strength is what you know, not what you believe in. And my favorite Maya, rest is righteous action. I give self service, I treat people fair, and it's always about giving, never taking. Okay, that's the sixth level. When you start implementing those things in your lifestyle, you'll see a change. Other people will too. But it starts from the inside. All these qualities that you can practice and manifest for yourself. Well, how you know it's true? Practice them. You know they're true too. Okay, they're just aspects of your character that you can emulate and get better. That's the goal. Number 7 is called now Geb and Newt. Geb represents the earth, Newt represents heaven. So this is really discovering what? The gross aspects of nature. We done got past us. Now we got to deal with nature and understand it for what it is. Okay? Got you again. Now, next one, that's number 7. The 8th one is discovering what? Even more subtler aspects of nature. Now, these is elements. Okay, I got something for you with that in a minute. But the elements, the earth, Geb, heaven, Newt. The air that we breathe is Shu, and the moisture that comes down from the rain, that's Tough Newt. These is all God elements, nature. And number 9, you have discovering what? Now you're becoming, to my favorite, discovering the single essence, which underlies the multiplicity of nature and the cosmic consciousness. He's all conscious. Remember, air, moist air, the sun, the earth, and the heavens was all in place before man got here. I'm giving it to you. I'm bringing you from here up, not from up down. Get the concept? So when you understand these things, number 9, you will discover the singular essence, which is represented by Ra and Tim. Ra, the beginning, Tim in the end, sunset. Number 10, ding, ding, ding. Guess where we at? The noon. Right back where we started. And that's where the spirit wants to go because that's where it comes from. All water wants to get back to the ocean conceptually. So discovering the noon, which is the top of the tree, you discovered what? Now you discovered the absolute and transcendental essence. Remember, it ain't physical. The essence, which beyond even what? The singularity of consciousness, Ra, beyond time and space, and the opposites of creation, which is represented by Shu, Tough Newt, Geb, and Newt, as well as the concepts of existence or even non-existence. These are the elements that you can emulate. Just understand them, knowing them. We can't be air, so but we can be Haru. We can conquer, set the ego that's in us. We can become understanding and use discernment like Anubis. These is all qualities that's all inside of you. Hope you got the understanding. I'm going to end the lesson right now because I got some more stuff coming out. I'm going to start the lesson anew. But guess what? I think we just wrapped up the 4th chapter. How about that? Right, thinkers? In closing, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. Excuse me. So I never know that right thinkers like you have passed away. I got more for you. I'll be right back.